This is your Aviom A360 personal mixer. First things first, each Aviom has a sticker letting you know which is the corresponding body pack number. So this Aviom's body pack is number 1. For vocalists, your Aviom will also tell you which Vox you are. The easiest way to figure this out, look at your microphone stand, and you will also find a sticker telling you which Vox you are, either Vox 1, 2, or 3, and then find the Aviom that corresponds with that number. So the Aviom has 16 channels and then a dual profile channel, which is basically 17, 18, all right? Overall, about 18 channels. I'm going to go through and tell you what each label is, just to make sure that there are no questions. So Vox 1, Vox 2, Vox 3, electric guitar 1, electric guitar 2, keys 1, keys 2, bass guitar, acoustic guitar 1, acoustic guitar 2. The next 4 channels are all drum channels. Drums is the overall drum mix. Kick is pretty much like the bass drum. Overhead and overhead. These are the 2 mics that are placed above the drum set. Then you have your click, Q, and then Ableton when you press this button and A. And then if you want room, you go to B. In order to add volume or take away volume, it's very simple. You click on the button of the channel that you want to change the volume to. So let's say electric guitar 1. Oh my goodness, I don't have enough lead guitar in my ears. So I am going to bring up the channel volume knob. Bring it up, bring it up. Let's say you want to just hear one channel and you want to just isolate that one channel. You can solo it. So you click solo, and let's say I just want to hear keys. I click keys, and right now the only sound coming through my ears is keys 1 until I hit that button again, the solo button. And now all of the channels are coming through. There's also a mute button. I don't think you will ever need to use a mute button. I hope you never use a mute button, because we are supposed to be able to hear every single person on the team. But same way, you press it and then press, oh, sorry. As you can tell, keys 1 was selected when I pressed mute, so it is muted. Even when I go on to a next channel, keys 1 is still muted. So how do you unmute it? Go to keys 1, hit the mute button again, and it is unmuted. All right, so group means if you want to include, like for example, if you wanted to keep all your drum channels in a group, and basically means that they are one group, and changing the volume, everything will change all of them at the same time. You can select them to be in a group. Okay, so next is reverb. Reverb is pretty much just adding space to a sound or like a channel. Sometimes, you know, we can sound, our voices or instrument might sound very shallow and it kind of sounds like it's in a box. You can add reverb to just give it some space, all right? And be careful with reverb. Not every single instrument needs reverb. Please make sure that you use it sparingly, because your mix can become muddy very quickly. Now, tone. Let's say you have bass and you want to add even more bass to your bass tone. You are going to go move the knob to the left towards the bass setting. Okay. In the same way, if you need to add more treble, you can move the knob to the right side towards the treble EQ. So the signal that we are receiving in our mixers is signal that has already been EQ'd. So if you don't feel comfortable messing with the bass and treble, that is completely okay, because honestly, the signal that you are receiving has already been EQ'd. In other words, the bass has been added or taken away, treble has been added or taken away for you, so you don't have to worry about it, and that's pretty cool. So let's talk about stereo placement. Guys, this is super, super important. It can really make or break your mix. It can be the difference between just being frustrated or just having a clear signal or clear sound. So, first of all, you have headphones, right? And you have a right earbud and a left earbud. And let's say I put all of these channels here, let me put in the middle where it says where it's green. All right, let's do that much. So far, all those channels, 7 channels, are in the middle. That means that each channel is coming through both ears, the right and the left. And when you do that, it will not give you the clarity that you need to be able to hear each part. So, how do you get started? All right, normally I would recommend that you separate each channel according to where they are on stage. Okay, kind of helps to be able to hear what physically you are seeing. So, if you're, for example, worship center, I'm in the middle, so the electric guitars are on my right side. So electric guitar 1, I'm going to make sure that I put it to where it's coming through my right earbud. So electric guitars are coming through the right earbud right now. Keys are on the left side of me. So I'm going to make sure that I put keys on the left earbud. Okay. Same with bass. Acoustic, I normally keep it closer to the middle. Why? Because it is, well, right with me. So you might be asking, well, what do I want to keep in the middle? You definitely want to keep yourself in the middle. So voice 2 will stay in the middle. Voice 1 is on the right side of me. So I'm going to make sure I keep voice 1 pretty close on the right side of me. Voice 3 is on the left side of me. So I'm going to make sure they keep it pretty close on the right side. All right. Another thing to also help you with stereo placement is to make sure you separate instruments that sound similar in tone. So for example, the piano and the electric guitars can sometimes sound pretty similar. They're both very treble E instruments, and so you want to be able to separate them to make sure that you can hear them clearly. So don't have your electric guitars on the same side as piano. All right, bass, here, where did I put it? I kept it on my left side, because it's on my left side. And drums, also keep it pretty close to the center. To be able to hear, to be able to hear it clearly. So main thing is make sure you separate each channel. Don't keep them all in the middle. That's going to muddy up your sound very quickly. Make sure that You kind of separate instruments that are similar in tone to give you more clarity, and make sure that you yourself are in the middle, and things that are closer to you are obviously going to be a little clearer as well. So, for example, I keep my vocalist close to me because I want to make sure that I'm able to hear them well. And another thing I think some of you probably need to know is Q. I always keep them out at the outer, I guess it's left ear. And click, I keep it in, this is a bad habit, don't do it. I keep it in the right ear, but what if your right ear completely gives out? You don't longer have a click, and that is not okay. Not okay at all. So get it closer to the middle, right? Or right there. So in the middle, it really should just be you and click. And click just to make sure that, you know, if your ears do give out, you do not lose the click. Ambience, this button right here. There is actually a little ambient mic on your Aviom. And if you want that on, you click it till it's green. That means it's on. If you don't want that, you don't want any sound coming from whatever this little mic picks up, then you click that button, and that means that it is off. In order to help you each week, to be able to not have to do so many changes to your mixes, it helps to be able to save them. And in order to save a mix, well, first of all, we actually are doing something new because we want to make sure that everyone is able to save their mix and not have someone save over their mix. So here we go. This is a vocalist Aviom. So CH, we have labels with every vocalist initial for a different channel. All right. So CH, that's me. So that means that when I need to save my mix, I'm going to hit save, hold it down, and then click CH. And you see how it lit up there? You're going to wait till obviously it's finished lighting up. Now, let's say I'm Amanda Oliver and I have my mix set and I want to save it. I'm going to I don't know, make a couple of changes. I'm going to hit save and over Amanda. How do I recall my saved setting? Well, you hit recall and then you hit your button and there it is. Once again, just to show you, you hit recall and then your button and it will recall your saved settings. So these knobs up here says mono, mix out, bass, treble, enhance. You don't really have to worry about these. Why? Because like I said earlier, we are now receiving our signal into our Avioms that has been EQ'd. So I don't want you to worry so much about adding, you know, a much more bass or treble or enhancing your signal because we are receiving that. But master volume, Worship Center, yours is functional, if that makes sense. So pretty much where I would keep this master volume knob is about 50 to 75% up, I guess. FLC, the way that the Avioms were wired next door, the master volume is on your body pack. And kind of the same, you want to keep about 50 to 75. Guys, don't bring up the volume all the way up on your ears. That can really mess up your ears pretty quickly, especially how frequently we have headphones in. So yeah, just be mindful of that. Take care of your ears. I don't want anyone becoming deaf. But yeah, so this is the Aviom personal mixer. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask, and we want to help you out. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable doing this. Give yourself time. Come early to practice. Give yourself time to mess with it, become comfortable with it, and ask questions. We will help you out.